needs a script when you have impeccable improvisation skills? These are the Marvel moments where actors added their own taste to a scene, in some cases quite literally. Let's find out which actors went completely off script. Number 1. Natalie Portman and Tessa Thompson really put the love in Thor: Love and Thunder. They had great chemistry on set, which led to the two improvising together.
So a lot of the stuff didn't actually exist on the page.
A hand grenade?
No, it's a portable speaker.
It was something that we found together and found with Taika.
They particularly enjoyed improvising during their heartfelt scene, where we really saw the two characters bond. Number 2. Star-Lord or Star of Improv? Chris Pratt thrived on the set of Thor: Love and Thunder, as his improv skills impressed co-star Chris Hemsworth. The guy is wildly impressive, with the spontaneity and the humor and the things he comes up with. It's both funny, inspiring, and intimidating. Hopefully we see the Asgardians of the Galaxy together again sometime soon. Number 3. Quick! You need a weapon to defend yourself with! Grab the bread! That must have been Zendaya's thought process during this improvised moment in Spider-Man No Way Home. When Andrew Garfield's Peter first shows up, Zendaya's MJ starts throwing bread at him. At first, she was picking up different objects like candlesticks. Then, after several takes, she reached for the bread and asked, "Can I just throw bread at him?" Director John Watts approved, and the moment was born. Number 4. The Scarlet Witch is scary. But even scarier is an angry Elizabeth Olsen. When Wanda's alternate universe children are throwing objects at her in Multiverse of Madness, one of them accidentally hit Elizabeth Olsen in the face, eliciting a genuine yell from the actor.
Stop it!
The moment scared the poor kid actors, but resulted in very realistic reactions. Number 5. Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton was very open to letting his actors improv on set, which led to Awkwafina and Simu Liu working their own dialogue into the film. A lot of the banter between the two characters was improvised, as Awkwafina stated that it was her goal to get the cameramen to laugh as often as possible. Number 6. If the love between the three Spider-Man in No Way Home felt real, it's because it was. Andrew Garfield telling the other Spider-Man he loves them wasn't part of the script, and was added by Garfield. And it had nothing to do with the characters, and everything to do with how he felt about his co-stars. That was just me loving them. Number 7. When you get 3 Spider-Men on the same screen, it's a requirement that they all point at each other to fulfill the great meme prophecy. Andrew Garfield is the one that came up with the perfect moment to do so. The school lab scene originally had the 3 Spider-Men answering Ned's "Hey Peter" with a simple "yeah?" But Garfield saw it as the perfect opportunity to incorporate the meme, and everyone agreed. Number 8. Did you know that Willem Dafoe is something of an improver himself? So much so that he did over 30 takes of the same scene. When the Goblin is taunting Peter in his apartment, that was all Dafoe, who gave a different performance for all 30 takes. Holland said he had never worked with an actor who gave the director so many options. Number 9. Yelena's mocking of Natasha's posing actually came from Florence Pugh mocking the poses in real life. Pugh learned that the Black Widow poses would result in breaking every bone in your body in real life. Pugh pointed this out to Scarlett Johansson and started making fun of her on set. This eventually led to her character mocking the posing in the movie.
It's a fighting pose. You're a total poser.
You're a poser.
Number 10. Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston were a perfect match together on screen. The two would often improv together during Loki, bouncing off one another. One of these moments was when Tom Hiddleston decided to straighten out Owen Wilson's tie during a take. It was a small moment, but it perfectly represented the dynamic between the two characters. Number 11. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Have you checked out this David Harbour improv guy? Harbour singing the classic song to Florence Pugh was completely improvised. He thought it was a great way to show how his character really did care about Yelena, even if he wasn't the best father. So he brings up the song, basically as him saying, "I tried." Number 12. Doctor Strange telling Peter that he loves him in No Way Home was an improvised moment by Benedict Cumberbatch. They were having a difficult time coming up with the right thing to say to make the moment work. Cumberbatch came up with the line during reshoots, and it was the perfect ingredient needed to make the scene complete. Number 13. When you put Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan in the same room, you can't expect anything less than chaotic kid energy. A lot of their banter throughout the show was off-the-cuff thinking by the two. For example, their therapy scene when they sit face-to-face was all improvised. When it came to getting a scene done and letting the two actors go off script, director Carrie Scoglin said, "You just have to let them ride."
He would talk less.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Number 14. We think some of the best moments from Ms. Marvel were when the family was just being a family. Their dynamic was so natural, and that's because they were allowed to infuse improv into their scenes. Zenobia Shroff, who plays Kamala's mom, said it best when it came to improvising. Sometimes you just do it, and it lands funny in your delivery or something. Number 15. Florence Pugh was definitely hungry when filming her scene with Haley Steinfeld in Hawkeye. Steinfeld wasn't initially going to throw a hot sauce bottle.
Hi.
But they found it on set and thought it was perfect. Which worked out because Florence Pugh loves hot sauce. Like, really loves hot sauce. It was her idea to douse her mac and cheese with it, and she had no problem continuously eating copious amounts of the stuff take after take. Number 16. How exactly does one define what candy is? The scene between Loki and Mobius when Loki notes grapes and nuts as candy and Mobius responds,
"You're so bitter,"
was nowhere to be found in the script. It's such a small moment of improvisation, and yet it nails the dynamic of the two characters. Number 17. Today is your turn to improv. Jake Lockley speaking in Spanish in the post-credit scene of Moon Knight
Hoy te toca perder.
was an addition made by Oscar Isaac. He thought it gave Lockley a distinctive trait that separated himself from Mark and Steven. Isaac helped craft the characters throughout the series, and this is just one of the many ways he gave them unique personalities. He's a storyteller, first and foremost, and that was just one of the many contributions he made to this series. Number 18. Jonathan Majors was truly the Kang of improv in this scene. Majors explaining what all his variants said to each other when they first met wasn't scripted, nor was when Kang gets up and stands on his desk. The team just kept filming and allowed Majors to do his thing. Number 19. Loki gave us another. This was a reference to the first Thor movie, when Thor yells the line and smashes his drink. The moment in Loki, however, wasn't in the script. It was improvised by Tom Hiddleston, who thought it would be a great callback to his character's brother. Hiddleston proved he is a true fan of the MCU with this callback. Number 20. Kingpin is one of the most intimidating, unpredictable, and scary villains in the MCU, which is why you'll find it oddly heartwarming that his little laugh in Hawkeye when he pinches a young Maya's cheeks was genuine. He found young actress Darnell Beisoff so adorable that he couldn't help but let out a little giggle, and the filmmakers decided to keep it in the show. Number 21. Moon Knight is cool, confident, and can handle himself in any situation. Stephen Grant's Mr. Knight is the complete opposite. This is why Oscar Isaac decided to have Stephen clumsily fall over when he first summons the suit. He thought the moment perfectly suited the character, and we would have to agree. Number 22. Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld had no problem finding their chemistry on the set of Hawkeye. A lot of the banter between the two was improvised, and they had a blast filming together. One improvised moment that stands out is when the two hold an arrow together. It was originally supposed to be a simple dialogue scene between the two, but ended up being one of the best moments in the show. Number 23. Show us those dance moves. Zemo's dance moves impressed everyone when they first saw him jamming out on the dance floor. So much so that Marvel released a full hour-long version of the Groovin Zemo. The dance was improvised by Zemo actor Daniel Brühl, who had a great time coming up with the funky moves. Brühl admitted the moves aren't his own, as he has a much different style of dancing in real life. This is Zemo's style. Number 24. Breakups are tough, especially when you're the god of thunder. Thor weakly claiming that his split up with Jane was mutual was an improvised moment by Chris Hemsworth. He said he couldn't remember the reason they actually broke up, so he just uttered this hilarious line instead.
She didn't dump me, you know. I dumped her. It's a mutual dumping.
Sure, Thor, we believe you. Number 25. No one is just gonna forget that you went to space, Peter Parker. Nick Fury made a very good point when he pointed out that the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man had in fact been to space before. That was all Samuel L. Jackson, who came up with the line on the spot. Jake Gyllenhaal loved Jackson's improv energy, and can confirm the iconic line came straight from Jackson himself. It was improvised. I'm here to attest. The MCU may be the most meticulously planned franchise in the history of movies, but sometimes the most magical moments come completely off the cuff. Which improvised moment was your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for stopping by at The Things.